Hey everyone, I hope you can hear me over. There's people I'm sitting in a school right now, waiting on students, and I haven't done a video in a really long time, and decided I better do a video. Right now the guys are out here mowing and weed eating and whatever here, the maintenance is doing their job. Excuse me. It's a hot, muggy day. It's like humid, so humid today. My hair is starting to get real frizzy. I ironed it, but it didn't help. Just thought I'd get on here. I'm on my school bus and thought, well, I should do a video. This video is kind of I hope you forgive me. You don't have to really listen if you don't want to, but it's kind of a gripe session about my husband. He never watches my videos anyways. And I just thought I would share some of the stuff I've been going through with him. We've been together just over 13 years, married for 12. I had a house. Maybe I've done a video on this before, but I was a single person with a house, and I lived in San Marcos at the time, and I had 3.5 acres and a big 1,500 square foot barn with an apartment or / mother-in-law place to live, or whatever, and my house. And it was a nice place. I'd worked hard on it and lived there for 15 years. And going through the divorce, I could not pull it through. I tried by myself for a while, and then I tried getting a roommate, and that didn't work. I couldn't find anybody. The one person I did find, her son got in a car accident, and she couldn't move in. She had to go take care of him. Anyways, long story short, I got ripped off by a company. This is back in 2008. There was these companies claiming they could lower your house payment, blah, blah, blah. And so I fell into that and gave them my house payment as a payment to lower my payment. So anyways, the next day they asked for another $500. I had already given them $1,000. And I realized they were trying to rip me off, and they wouldn't give me my money back. I never did get my money back, and I fell behind on the payment because that was my house payment back then was $1,250, and that included, my insurance and taxes. So really, it really wasn't that bad. But they wouldn't give me my money back, and that made me fall behind on my house payments because I'd given them my house payment to help me lower my house payment, seeing I was single. Well, anyway, I'm dating, and I meet Chuck, my husband that I'm with now. And by the way, I have to bring up that I've been married 3 other times. So this is husband number 4. And I just don't have luck when it comes to husbands or blessings. There's good things about all of them. There's some really bad things about all of them. Sorry to get tacky. I know I'm not perfect either, but boy, it's really hard to find somebody to be happy with. Anyway, so I meet him, and he, in the beginning, kind of lied to me about a lot of things, and I asked him if he would help me, since we were planning on getting married later, if he would help me catch up on my house payments. By this time, I'm several months behind. And he said, yeah, he could do that, not a problem. And, well, it didn't happen. And then when we decided we were going to get married, he told me he had like 6 city lots and 2 houses. One he was renting. And I hadn't seen him because he was always coming to my house in San Marcos. But, took him for his word for it. Anyways, he had been lying to me about a lot of things. He actually showed me a picture of a river that was close by here, and I recognized it, and he told me it was his ranch. All kinds of red flags and other things going on. He was addicted to painkillers, and I kept asking him what he was taking, and he kept telling me they were vitamins. Now, he would really get mad if he watched this, that I'm sharing this with you. But, hey, I gotta spill my guts here. He doesn't watch my videos anyways. He has no interest in them. I feel like he really doesn't have a lot of interest in me as well, and that's one of the things we're going to talk about. He convinced me to move here. Well, I wasn't convinced. I wanted to keep my place because I had something. But he told me he had 2 places and 6 city lots, and I thought, well, maybe we could sell those later. And I said, when I first saw the place that he lived in, it was a mobile home, in which I'm still there. Holes in the walls, doors missing. It was a complete mess. He had a porch started that he never finished, and the wood was all twisted, and there was no roof, and it was in horrible shape. I freaked out. I was like, oh my gosh. And he's telling me that he doesn't want to move to San Marcos and lose his job or lose his place. He had nothing to lose. And it gets worse than that. Okay. Well, after we decided to get married, I told him, I said, I won't live in a mobile home again. I just won't. They fall apart. They're not worth anything. And I have a house that's worth saving. You know, at that time, I think $3,000 would have got me caught up, I think it was, when I first met him. But he said he would help, then of course he didn't. And I had to let go of my house. Very difficult. I hope you can still hear me. I'm sorry, these guys are loud out here and it's hot and I don't want to shut the window. Anyway, so I find out later that he owns only 2 of the lots in the mobile home. And the other 4 lots in the rental house, which was his grandfather's house, belongs to his father, his dad. And anyway, so his dad was collecting rent, not him. And we were taking care of the property. But anyways, it got condemned and his dad had it tore down. And he does have a family ranch, by the way, which I want to mention. And he said that maybe we could move out to the ranch. Okay, mind you, I've been with him for 13 years now. And there's a lot of things going on. First of all, he plays a lot of online poker, but he's not using real money. He did once, and I made it clear that he better not do that again. And when we came together, he didn't want a bank account together, which he had complained about his ex-wife wanting separate bank accounts because, you know, a kingdom united will fall. That's in the Bible. So he had mentioned how he mentioned that to her, but he's never wanted a bank account with me, and kind of weird, but it's worked out for me. I've been married before, like I said, and I've never had a husband that I didn't share a bank account with. It works for me. I don't have to tell him what I'm spending. I don't have to answer for anything, vice versa. Of course, he makes a lot more money than me, and I am paying the cable bill, which is almost $300 a month. He pays the house payment, which is a joke. It's like $431. He doesn't even know what the house payment is. But he does pay the insurance, and I have paid the taxes with him before. And I've helped him out. And I help him out with other things. I buy groceries too. He buys the majority of the groceries, but it pays the electric bill and the insurance on the cars. I pay my own car payment. What I'm getting at is that this relationship started with a lot of lies that he told. He was addicted to painkillers. He was a drug addict. He did tell me that. He was upfront about that. But he didn't want to admit that he was still a drug addict. He was actually on heroin at 14. He is a Christian. He loves the Lord, but I used to go to church all the time. I met him. I haven't hardly been to church at all. He won't go to church with me because he's Church of Christ. And if he goes to church at all, which is never, he goes to the Church of Christ. And I don't believe the same way that the Church of Christ does, you know. So I won't go to the Church of Christ. Maybe I'm in the wrong here, but I won't do it. Anyways, to get on with this. So, his dad passed away last April. Not this April, last April. And he came into, I think, $8,000 on, I saw it come in, so, in the mail. And I know that he got another $15,000. He got $8,000 and $15,000. And then I found out that the 2 lots that he was supposed to own, which the trailer is sitting on, and he had built like a little carport, you know, with cement and everything. And his sister tells him, Mom never wanted you to have those 2 lots. So you don't have those 2 lots. Because he never signed up. He said his dad would tell him, come sign on them, you know, so they're yours. And he thought he had all the time in the world and never did, never really worried about it. He knew that his siblings knew that it was his 2 lots. So anyways, now we're sitting in a mobile home and we don't own any lots. And the lots, he still owes $28,000, he said, on the trailer, which is ridiculous. I mean, he put 30 years, that's another thing. They saw him coming at this place. He did a 30-year note on a mobile home. Who does that? He does. So anyway, he said he still owes 28, and now his sister said that we owe on one lot because of the water and electricity and everything that's on it, although he had it all set up, is $33,000, and then his other lot is $16,000. So 28, 33, 16, and then he says he'd like to have 3 of the lots, of course, because that's where the trees are, you know. Or anyways, now we're going to have neighbors right up on us if he can only buy the 2 lots, which I really don't think he can afford it. He's always, I can't afford this, can't afford that. We never go on vacation. That's another thing I have a problem with. And there's some other personal things I really can't go into that it's going on in our relationship. It's not cheating or anything like that. I mean, let's put it this way, there can't be any cheating anyway. There's just a lot going on in this relationship, and I haven't been happy for pretty much the 13 years we've been together. I've had touch and goes of happiness, a little laugh here, a little laugh there. He has, when he's nice, he's really nice, but most of the time he's just grumpy. And we don't spend any time together. He sits down in front of the TV set with his phone, and I get on my computer. I'm just as guilty. I mean, it was just like we live together, then we go to bed and we sleep and get up and do the next. It's the same thing every day. When we first got together, we went to California a couple of times, and we used to go fishing and went camping a few times. After that, it's been years. We haven't done anything for years. I'm talking, it's really important to have at least a vacation together, but we don't. I vacation by myself. I fly to California and go see my family. He hates California. He won't go. That's his excuse. Why he won't do anything else, I don't know. And I've wrote him letters because I can't talk to him. I'm talking here. I can't approach him. He has a real bad temper, and he throws his hands up and yells and screams, and sometimes he used to throw things. But I told him I'd leave him if he threw another thing. If he broke another thing, I'm done. And I guess he took me seriously. But I've been trying to get through to him that, you know, the relationship we have here is bad. I'm really not happy, and I look around and I think, I want to move, you know. And then part of me is like, no, you don't. You know, you don't want to start over again. But we're kind of in a rock and a hard place. I don't know what we're going to do. I think if he's going to spend money, why spend it on these lots? We live literally in Section 8. You know what Section 8 is. I mean, we're kind of like in a ghetto area. And not to be ugly, but, you know, I just never have been happy here. And he knows it, and he doesn't care. It's always his way, his way, his way. His life has gotten nothing but better. I've dumped in thousands of dollars into the place. Painting and pulling up the carpet and just all repairs, and I'm still repairing things. And I put in a new fence. I put a fence in because we got a dog, and the dog needs to go out and go potty, so I fenced in a part of the yard and put a new porch on that side. And yeah, I've spent thousands. And that's another thing. He refuses to put my name on the place. I have no desire for the place. If I walked away tomorrow, he can have the place. But I always wonder, what if he passed away? You know, he's always been in bad health, and that's another thing, is that he doesn't care. He eats wrong. He smoked for years. He was dipping up until last year. He finally quit a year ago. Thank God. It's been about a year and a half. I'm pretty proud of him for that accomplishment. I really thought he would never quit. But he's had health issues. And anyway, I keep thinking, you know, he talks about he's not going to live that long. And, you know, well, take care of me, you know, get a life insurance policy, put my name on the place so I have something to work with. And he just won't do it. And I've wrote him letters because I hate talking to him. It's hard to talk to him. But every time I write him a letter, he's super nice to me for like a couple of days. You know, what do you want, sweetie? You know, can I do something for you? You know, he's a different person. Now, if he can be that way for a couple of days, why can't he be that way all the time? Anybody got any answers on this? Does anybody have any information? What am I doing wrong? What should I do? I know I'm guilty because I don't put a lot of work into this relationship, because I don't feel much for this relationship. And I want to. I mean, I love him and I care about him, but I never have, like, fallen deeply in love with him, because everything he did just kind of messed things up from the get-go. And I don't know, I just have to get this off my chest. If I'm boring you, I'm sorry. I don't know. Kind of getting at my wit's end. I don't want to start over again. I really don't. You know, I'm 63. I would love to move, and I'd love to move to this ranch, the family ranch, but it's like he won't communicate with me, much less his own family. It's like he's scared to ask his brother and his sisters, can we move out to the ranch? It's part his. There's 4 owners on this ranch. It used to be 5, but his sister kept the house that Dad had, and she gave her part of the ranch up to pay towards the house. And anyway, I think it's wrong that he got ripped off on those 2 lots. I really do, because they were his, and I believe that. And his brother said the same thing. They were yours, you know, but his sister's insisting that they never were his. Of course, he wouldn't have put everything on it if he didn't think so. But anyways, we're going through a tough time right now. We've always had some tough times. I could go into other things that have happened, but I won't. I mean, that's the past. And I just needed to talk about this. Anybody got any information? What do you think I should do? I've been praying about things, and, you know, I've had trouble with his kids. His kids have actually been his problem, but I'm here too. And, you know, his children affect my life, and his grandchildren affect my life. And I love his grandchildren. And I try to be a good grandmother to them. And I tried to give his sons information, but, you know, his sons were grown when I hit the scene, except for the youngest one. He was still at home, sort of, but not really. But their friends were trampling in and out, and they were stealing from us, and there's been a lot of drug use, prison time for the boys. The only one that's done semi good is the youngest, but, you know, he has 5 kids. Yeah. When I met Chuck, he had no grandchildren. Now he has 8. 5 just from the youngest one, and the other 2, at least he tries to be a dad and work and take care of his business, and he's going through some personal problems right now, and of course it's really sad. By the way, I don't want to give you his name, but pray for him. The 2 older boys, one is in prison for the 3rd or 4th time right now, and then we've lost touch with the oldest one. He was kind of losing his mind. I guess too many drugs, and no one knows where he's at. So please pray for his safety, and pray that somebody will help him get some help, because he really needed help. And my husband's very upset about that. You know, he's been in tears over his oldest. It's scary not knowing where your kid is. I know that he's 35 or whatever. It doesn't matter how old they are. You know, you never stop caring, and you never stop loving them. So please also pray for his safety. And anyways, let's change the subject. I've had enough talk about this. Just needed to make a video, and I thought, well, what better thing to talk about but what's going on in my life right now. Keep us in your prayers, and if you have prayer requests, leave some down there and I'll pray about it. Let me bring up Jesus. Jesus is wonderful, and you need him in your life if you don't have him. Do not leave earth without Jesus. He came here and died for you and lived a perfect life. Something none of us can do. We're all sinners in need of a Savior, and he's the one. His grave is empty. All other false gods, you can find them in their graves. Had to end with that. Love you all. Thanks for tuning in. If you haven't subscribed, please do. It helps me out. Maybe I can have some dreams come true. Maybe I can move away. I have a love for horses and animals, and I would love to move back to the country. It's been a rough haul for 13 years living in town, in the ghetto. And I thought, this might be my escape, YouTube. I really would like to work things out between Chuck and I. I don't know, pray for him too, and pray for me, just things will get better. Whew, that's about all I have to say. Have a blessed one. And if you like the video, thumbs up. If you don't, thumbs down. You know. Have a blessed day. Love y'all. Bye.